Our only goal today is upgrading weapons as many times as we possibly can. We're going to use those upgraded weapons to defeat monsters which drop us ever more gold. Eventually we'll become so powerful that the monsters just evaporate by the time we even look at them. We've already made $39 so we can upgrade our strength, so we're now doing 1.1 damage every time we hit a moron. And we're going to hit a lot of morons today. We're going to spend $10 to upgrade our life. That gave us an extra 5 HP, which admittedly is 5 more than I'm going to need. And the best part is I can just keep doing this wave as many times as I want, and I can spend $10 to upgrade damage. So I've done that twice. We're now dealing 3.3 damage, so we kill these guys in just a few hits. So let's move on to wave 3 where we're going to fight a rat. We'll see how strong it is. So far I think we're going to be able to absolutely destroy it. Wave 4 is a rat and 2 slimes. Luckily they've come at me very slowly. A little damage upgrade and we should be able to take care of them. 4.15 damage and we can hit them all at once. Perfect. But since wave 4 was nice and easy, let's just grind that out for a few minutes. We're getting lots of earnings. Plus I want to make these three suffer eternally. I just hope this super in-depth HD art doesn't melt my computer. I've already made $121. Let's upgrade reload twice, so that means we're attacking quicker. Actually, it's considerably quicker already. So you know what? I think we're gonna need more damage. $46 well spent. We're not one-shotting the rat yet, but it's getting closer. What is warrior? Minion damage 0 to 1. Oh, I have a helper sword. It's gonna help in this auto attack. Alright, after one more damage upgrade, let's try wave 5, where we're faced with the whole herd of morons. Luckily I've been grinding and upgrading my damage, so I feel like these guys aren't really going to be a great concern to me. Even my baby sword murders them. Imagine being sent into battle and you're murdered by a baby sword. We're just going to go ahead and plow through a few waves until we start to get some kind of resistance. So far it's not really coming from these guys. I have 20 HP, they took away 2 at best. But they're bringing out the big guns, it's the mushrooms. We're going to add a little more damage just to help deal with that. Okay, we're definitely one-shotting those. The mushrooms are actually tougher. It's going to be a close finish. Got him. So we're clearly going to need faster reloads so we can kill him quicker. But let's find out if this is going to be the efficient moneymaker or not. I didn't pay attention to how much money we got from murdering a mushroom. I'm also making $1 per second. I'm not really sure how to raise that, but we're just going to keep upgrading things and it'll happen when it happens. For now, I'm just going to keep upgrading damage and whatever else I feel like in the moment. I think I'm also going to like strength upgrades. Every time this is an extra 10% damage. Next we're going to get standing, which increases the percentage of all damage based on how low our health is. So the lower our health goes, the more damage we do. And I just increased strength one more time, so let's try wave 9. Which is 2 rats, 1 slime, 1 mushroom. Which sounds like a recipe. And they put up very little resistance, so we're just going to keep on going, finding higher earning waves. This has got to be some earnings. 3 rats, 4 slimes, 1 mushroom, and we could just absolutely destroy them all already. Especially when they group up like that. I mean, we're already up to $250. That's enough for at least 1 strength upgrade. And that means we're hitting basic things for 12 or 13 damage depending on their armor. Damage really is the answer for all of life's problems. So let's spend $273 on even more strength. We are taking 1/4 of the mushroom's health at a time. But what's going to help is even more damage and faster reload. And I think with that, we're ready for wave 11. We're absolutely destroying things. I'm going to let them cluster up because it's really annoying to have to do anything else. This way I can hit them all at once and swing my sword fewer times. Wave 12, and I kind of just want more reload speed now. The faster we get to swing this sword, the faster we'll murder everything and be on our way. And every one of these upgrades is 10% faster swing, so that's actually going to add up really quick. I won't rest until all the creatures of this kingdom have been defeated. Also, I'm going to give myself some armor because they're starting to hit me back. Maybe a little bit of life and regeneration also. Even though the damage really does just carry us through, but we did lose almost half our life there, so let's get more life and regen. While we're at it, maybe more armor. That's actually going to block quite a bit of damage. They're bringing out the hornets. Everyone hates hornets, so I'm doing the world a favor. Those are really, really tough. But they're probably worth a lot of money to kill. We'll find out shortly. Yeah, that was like $50. So we're going to farm the hornet for a while. Gonna give myself just a little more life and regeneration just to be sure we don't accidentally die, because we'll lose half our gold if we do. But truly the best way to assure you don't die is just to add so much damage that nothing can kill you. It's just a DPS battle. So we're hitting for 22 damage now, so we're definitely taking chunks out of the hornet. I think it actually poisons us. Let's take a little more reload speed, so even 10% more DPS. We'll even let our baby sword do a little extra damage. It's going to go from 1 to 2 and then from 2 to 3. They had so much armor that I don't think it was actually hurting things anymore. One more upgrade for them. The biggest earnings really do from completing a wave for the first time. You get a nice bonus. Doing this way works, but it is a little slow. Look at that. Wave 16, $325, which is enough to give us more strength for an extra 10% damage. Now that I look at it, that actually scales on top of itself. So the higher I go, the more we're going to get. So I'm wondering if we can use strength to kind of exploit our things. Maybe we want some more HP regeneration. Let's put it up to 1 per second. That way in these prolonged battles, we can slowly regenerate health while murdering everything. That's got to be some good earnings. Look at everything we just killed. And more strength. I'm hitting for 28 damage now. I like how the wasps show up first so we can start chewing away on them while everything else slowly walks into the buzzsaw. Wave 20 looks like it might start getting tougher. We have lots of mushrooms and lots of wasps. I think we should be able to kill all these and we'll get good earnings from it. We definitely did. More strength. Probably also more reload. We're attacking almost twice as fast as our default. Okay, the sword damage is going up by 2 every time I upgrade it now, so we're doing a lot of damage. We'll be able to chew through these guys in no time at all. And more damage again. I don't know what it is. It's raising my passive income, but we're up to almost $3 a second just to hang out. Wave 21 looks like it's got good earning potential. We're going to let them walk in. Even my baby sword is hurting them so badly. I think my strength might also affect it. There's $550. The waves are definitely getting intense. We're getting a lot of new idiots coming at us. This would be a good test of where we're at, but we're going to upgrade our strength before we do anything. That way we're just absolutely destroying this. We're just absolutely destroying all of them. And you're dead. That's a nice bonus, 675. We could probably get away with the next wave. We're close to our next strength upgrade. This one's an endless line of morons. This is perfect. We'll make so much money on this one. They're able to take a little bit of our health down, but I'm really not worried about this, especially when we add more strength. And then another 2 damage upgrades, so we're hitting for 59 damage. And we all know how much I need more of that, even in the middle of the battle. Faster attack speed, more damage. And then comes the boss fight. It's a giant scary pink slime with a crown on its head. Well, we're going to make its minions look stupid as we march straight into it. They're basically just walking into like a chainsaw at this point. They just get evaporated as soon as they get to my sword. So far we've taken 0 damage. What little damage we've taken just regenerates itself, so we're going to start smacking the boss then. Now it's a DPS battle, and so far we're winning by a lot. Well, he is starting to hurt me, but I can literally just put my life back by upgrading it. Even my regeneration can go up. Oh, he's dead. He tried real hard. We're going to buy some more armor. $1,500, we're rich. I wonder if I'm allowed to just endlessly farm the boss level. That would be okay. So what I'm going to need is more damage, more reload, then we'll continue chewing away at the boss. Turns out this whole time I could have unlocked the bow, which would also be attacking. So we're going to give it plenty of damage and reload, and an archer I guess too, probably to auto-fire it. Oh, I need to manually select the different weapons to fire them. Well, I can have this little archer doing lots of work all by itself, so that's not going to be a big deal. I've given my auto archer 3 levels of pierce, so the arrows go through multiple idiots. And that's going to be nice for softening them up before they get to me, which means we kill them faster, which means we get to move on faster. Now, since we passed wave 16, we can also get a Viking. It also has a lifesteal, so if we get into trouble later, we can use that. For now, we're just going to take a Viking axe to do the work for us. And with that, we can get what's called universal lifesteal, so hitting with any weapon will give me life back. We're going to get 2 levels of that, so we're getting 2 HP per monster hit. I think it's time we move on though. Wave 26, the florist. We're murdering the florist. The bats here are much stronger, so hopefully we have a really good reward for this. 1250 gold is a pretty good reward. The bats are also hurting me pretty good, so we're going to need some armor, regen, maybe some extra health. We can kill them, but they're definitely hurting us back. But we can upgrade our strength. That should be every weapon across the board getting a pretty big upgrade in damage. We're going to get a faster fire rate by another 10%. It's now less than half a second between attacks. And because we completed wave 26, we've unlocked something new. It's a mage. So we're going to have a little mage here doing our dirty work for us also. But I still like my sword. We have a lot of different things attacking, but we're just going to sit back and relax and grind some bats for a while. I feel like I blinked and we have $20,000. 1/4 of which is going straight to strength for extra damage on all weapons. Then I feel like I need to turn myself into a chopping machine, so we're going to knock this down by a lot of percents. And then this straight up damage on top of that, so now we're chopping quicker and easier. And the remaining money is just going between life and regeneration, just so I can keep myself alive a little bit better. Wave 28, we have our first snake to deal with. It actually hits fairly hard, but we can chop away because we do a lot of damage. We got $3,000 for murdering 1 snake. It's just like real life. We're going to turn our universal lifesteal up. That way we're getting extra HP regeneration, and we're going to fight a lot of different things. I don't know if we can actually defeat this. Enemies are getting so strong so quickly. Okay, looks like we can, but only just. But because we got so much money from that, we're getting more lifesteal, so we're healing ourselves every time we swing this sword. I think we get health every time we do everything, so we're dealing with this wave a lot better. I am also going to add more damage times 2. This might actually kill us because I took a second to do that. But that's alright because we can get right back into the fight with no loss at all. I just spent a few minutes and many thousands of dollars upgrading my auto attackers. And the difference is noticeable. We still had 200 health that time left over, so if we keep upgrading our Viking and our bow and arrows, we're going to kill the idiots much quicker. It looks like the mage actually does quite a bit of damage, because it's not very high level, but it's already doing 16 damage. Better make that 20. A few short minutes later, we have $73,000 to spend. So I feel like we should spend at least a little of that, finally getting some critical chance going. So we're going to spend until the numbers start to get pretty big. We currently have about a 15% critical chance. That's going to add up to a lot of extra damage, especially over time. Critical damage, on the other hand, needs to go up as well, because we're currently doing 0.1% times critical, so we're going till the numbers get into the thousands, and that's going to make us feel a lot better. So the occasional crit will come out, and that will just melt enemies all the quicker between all of my weapons. Then we probably need another 2 strength upgrades, and then probably another reload, and the rest all just on pure damage. Now we can absolutely destroy this wave, hardly losing any HP at all. Skipping ahead to wave 31, we're making this one also look very easy. Look how cheap armor is these days. We're going to increase our armor just to make ourselves, I guess, tougher. We're hitting for hundreds of damage, so we're making these entire waves look pretty weak so far. I guess we should probably increase our stats as well, so we're going to regenerate HP and just have more life. Oh, we're fighting birds now. That's okay, I don't discriminate. I murder whatever's in front of me. The bird can hurt me a little bit, but not very much, so this might be a good farming wave again. 34 is probably a better farming wave. The more enemies on screen, the more money we're going to get. If this wave's pretty good too, we're not struggling to get through it. I want to find a wave that we're just struggling to get through, because that means maximum earnings. I think we're fighting 2 birds this time, and this is starting to take our HP down, but this is good because we want to fight as many birds as possible. Hopefully we kill them in a moment, because that's got to be some good earnings. So reload and damage are both going up. Damage and reload maybe one more time. We'll go damage again. This should hopefully kill them very quickly. Reload is such a big one right now. We can swing the sword much faster, but look at all the damage going out. We're destroying these birds this time. So we'll let things handle themselves again for a little bit. We'll just sit back and relax and soak up the money. We've upgraded our damage and reload a little bit more. We've completed wave 37. We got $9,000 for doing that. So let's take a little more damage, which puts our damage up to 80 base damage, and we're attacking 5 times a second. So we're absolutely destroying wave 38. And for doing that, we got $10,000, but we're close enough that we're going to have to redo this wave a few times. Or maybe a lot of times. I've got time if you do. A few minutes down the road and one small hiccup later, we have $173,000 to spend on whatever we want. So I've taken myself backwards to wave 22 so I can have a second to think. We're definitely going to want some strength. And you know what, we're probably going to want some more of that. Look at the increases in damage we're getting. Speaking of damage, we'll take a little bit more pure of that, but reload, always the reload. We're going to make that much quicker, so it's actually at max level. We are attacking a little over 5 times a second though, so I guess it's understandable. On top of that, we'll take a little more damage and then probably a little more damage again. We're doing 380 damage. So going back to the wave we were on, we are now attacking faster than ever with far more damage. We're absolutely destroying those things. Okay, so we're going to increase our damage from 84 to 88. That's a 5% increase, and it shows. Maybe Little Warrior needs some upgrades too. He's been working really hard for us, and we haven't been appreciating him nearly enough. So even he's doing 23 damage by himself. Now we need to try wave 40, which has a double. We're fighting demons now. Luckily we're attacking very quickly, so I'm not really too worried about the particular demon. He is pretty tough, but we do a lot of damage. So let's just plow forward for a second, trying the next wave. This one's got birds, snakes, bats, and demons. And again, the damage will just carry us right on through, because damage is so ridiculous. I mean, we do have $40,000. Let's upgrade strength one more time. I think that should be an extra 10% damage for every weapon we have. And it shows. Even the devil, by the time he gets to us and is able to attack, he loses half his HP, but he does hit hard. So we're going to spend a bunch of money upgrading our health and our HP regeneration. Now we have 750 HP, so we can at least take a few hits if we need to. Maybe let's give it a little bit in armor, that way we're a little bit safer when things do hit us. I think armors may be diminishing though. Obviously we need a little bit more critical chance too. Anytime we can do critical hits, I'm happy. I want to explore wave 43. I need to find another one that's just challenging enough to make us some money, but not too hard that it kills us. This one wasn't exactly a challenge at all, so 44 might be my knight in shining armor. We'll see how it feels for us. Well, there's a lot of enemies, so that's a good thing. They're not really hurting me, but they are giving me lots of money, so we won't complain one little bit. Wave 45 has 2 devils and lots of enemies. This might be the one I'm looking for, because those devils should be able to hit me reasonably hard, so we don't want to push too much further than this. Yep, they sure can take a bite. Okay, so we're going to get more strength, that way we kill them faster, and then we're going to put our critical damage up a little bit again. We now do almost 4 times damage on crits. I also upgraded my damage a few more points, so we're blocking a few more damage for every hit. And we're actually going to feel that quite a bit, because the devils only took half our HP that time. But we're making so much money from these devils that we're definitely going to sit back and grind this one a few minutes. A few minutes later, $220,000, we're going to spend that, bringing our critical chance up to 25%, then critical damage for the rest. So 1 in 4 hits is a crit, doing big damage. Critical damage is almost a 5 times multiplier now, and being that that's 1 in 4 hits, that's going to add up quickly. So I think we'll give it just another few minutes to really add up some damage. Stupid birds, I'll show you who's king of the sky. Also, I have $534,000 currently, so we're going to go ahead and buy a few more levels of strength. That's probably done some absolute wonders for our damage. There are some big numbers out there. Also, our life can use a little bit of help because it's still really cheap to upgrade this. I think next I'm going to spend my remaining about $300,000 simply on damage, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades. Correction, 5 upgrades. So now we're going to be hitting very, very hard. I see some for almost 4,000 now. So let's see what Wave 46 has to offer us. I'm going to guess not a ton at this point because our damage is just kind of getting stupid. Our damage crossed into Stupidville a while ago. I don't know if we even got hit there. I do like how after every wave I get $21,000. This one should be $22,000. And I don't think we're going to struggle with this. Luckily our grinding has done us a great service. We're here doing tons of damage. We're just sort of melting through everything. They just get to us and they get killed in 3, 4, 5 hits depending on what they are. Even the devils, there was a crit for almost 4,000. So I really didn't need all this HP after all. You can see it's starting to tick, but we're hitting things so quickly we're putting our health right back on. Wave 50, it's time for a boss fight. I'm up to this. It's a palm tree. We're fighting a palm tree. Well, I fought worse things. I've also been defeated by dumber things. We're just going to chop our way right into this thing. I'm really not at all worried about this. We're destroying all the little minions, and that's going to include the big one. Okay, we're starting to hit the boss. We're chunking the boss's health down really, really quickly. Down to half health. There was a crit, there's a crit, there's a crit, and it's just about dead. We lost some HP ourselves, but we murdered the boss. Got an even $50,000 for murdering that thing. And sadly, that's as far as we go. So we can upgrade our strength, but there's really no point.